All right. Hello, friends. I hope that some of you joined in Kim's workout. If you're not watching right now, there won't be a live red little doodaddy at the top here. You'll be watching the replay. If you watch the replay, go ahead and just keep watching and do the craft as we go. I'm gonna wait for a few people to hop on here. We're gonna do our craft today with the books. Try to give everyone a little quick introduction a little bit ago to let you know what time we would be on and what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna wait, give it a minute, let a few of you hop on here so that we can get started on our craft today. Hope you got all your supplies. If you are just popping on and don't know what's happening, I'm gonna do a book craft today. So if you wanna hop off of this live and go scroll down our Facebook page just a little bit, you can view the video that I posted last week and it'll give you a rundown of the supplies that you'll need for this craft. So if you want to, we'll be a few minutes here talking before we get started. So you have plenty of time to hop off this live and go check out that video that we posted last week and get your supplies ready. It'll be fun. I'm really excited. This is only my second time now doing a live. The one I posted earlier this morning was my first time. Thankfully, somebody posted a comment and wanted to know what my name was. So I was so frazzled with my first video that I didn't even tell you guys my name. So I will do that. I am in Sturgis. Hi, Tracy. I am in Sturgis. So I'm hoping that we get a few more people to hop on here and I'll give you a quick introduction of myself and we'll get going. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was good. I explained that a little bit in the first video. If you missed it though, I'll tell you. I hung out with a small amount of family this weekend. Enjoyed the sun, some barbecue. We sneaked in a few fireworks. So it was a pretty good weekend. I am gonna do a couple riddles. The first video I did, I only did one because I was nervous. I told you I was gonna do a couple, but I only got out one. So I'm gonna hold tight to what I said. I'm gonna give you guys a couple riddles. So I'm hoping that a few more of you pop on. Give me some hearts, give me some likes if you can see me okay and everything's good to go. You're welcome to post some comments below if you have any questions or if you just wanna say hello. Those are helpful as I go along so I know that I'm going right and everything's good to go and you guys are seeing me. Feel free to share this video also. Share it so your friends can join us. I'm hopeful that this won't be the last live that we put out for you. I'm hoping to continue this at least until we're able to all be together again. So my brain is working. I'm trying to constantly figure out different crafts that we can do virtually. Thinking of things that you might have laying around your home or that are very inexpensive to grab when you're out getting your milk and bread and things like that. So this is a trial and error. As we go, we might change things up just a little bit to make some improvements, but I'm trying. So I just want to introduce myself to you first. I am in Sturgis. I am Amanda. My name is Amanda, and I am the Life Enrichment Coordinator here in Sturgis. So I started back in March, and then everything happened. So unfortunately, I wasn't here very long before we had our big pandemic happen, and but I'm back. I'm here. So I hope you're all healthy and well. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a riddle. Okay, if you know the answer to the riddle, comment it below and maybe you'll win something cool. So the first riddle for this crafting session is, what is full of holes but still holds water? What is full of holes but still holds water? If you know the answer, drop it down below and I will go through and randomly pick a winner, okay? And then we'll continue to do a couple more riddles, okay? So if you know the answer to that, what is full of holes but still holds water? Comment below so I can snag a winner, okay? Now bear with me, I'm gonna have to turn the camera around so that you can see the table of supplies I'm working with and you can follow along for the craft, okay? Here we go. Let me get it all situated here. Turn my light for you so we can get some good lighting. Okay. I'm hopeful that everyone can see what's going on here. I've got my 3 books ready. I've got my paint brushes. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of paint into some cups here to work with. My first paint is this yellow. Let me shake it up a little bit. You really don't need a lot of paint for this project. We're only gonna paint the front and back and binding sides of these books. And it'll spread pretty nicely onto the books. So you won't need a lot. I would start with a little bit and you can always add more as we go. So we have our paint that we're gonna use for 2 of our books. I'm not gonna dump my white paint into a bowl just because of the fact that it's so large. I can just dip my brush right into it. So I'm just gonna take this lid off and set it to the side. Okay. So what you wanna do, you have your 3 books or your 2 books or your 4 books. However many books that you decided to use for this craft is okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to tear off the front. I just tore off the front. There is another gloss page to this, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip that back as well. I'm gonna take the back and I'm gonna rip that one off as well. And then I can just toss those, okay? So here's my first book that I'm gonna paint. It doesn't matter which color you choose. Any color will be just fine. So I'm just gonna lightly paint over this paper in the book. I wanna try to cover the words. It's okay if they peep through. Not a big deal at all. But you wanna try to cover them as much as possible. I hope everyone had a good weekend and woke up refreshed. Some of you may have had a day off from work from a holiday. That's always a plus. Get to spend more time with your families. So now my front is covered. Now I want to do the binding. So I'm just going to dab back in my paint. And you can make this look a little rustic as well. You can kind of miss some spots. And you do it on purpose and it makes it look a little worn. It's totally up to you. It's your project. You do whatever fits your style. So now I'm going to go back to the back of the side of the book. And I've got my hand inside the book to help me hold on to it, since this side is all wet and I don't want to get too messy. So I'm just putting my hand inside the book like this, and then I can grab a few more pages here. That way I can have a good hold on to it. I'm going to dab back in the paint, and I'm just going to paint this side now. Super easy. I found it on Pinterest. So if you want to continue outside of this video and do some more, they have so many different ideas that you can use. I just chose a simple one for us to do together. It might be something that we can do in the future, a little more extensive, as in a classroom setting. Might be a little easier, but this works too. Okay, now I need to let it dry. So I'm gonna set it down, but when I set it down, I'm gonna have it stand up like this. That way you don't get paint, okay? So I'm gonna set it down to the side, and I'm gonna grab my next book, okay? Again, I'm just gonna lightly tear off the front, the binding, and the back. If you have a little bit of that, that's okay. No big deal. It'll paint right over, okay? I'm gonna set this paint to the side because I'm all done with the yellow. I'm gonna grab a fresh brush, and I'm gonna use this color paint. It's almost like a blush color. And I'm just gonna paint right over. Super easy. You don't have to use a sponge brush, but I find it to be the best for this. But if you don't have a sponge brush, that's okay. Use whatever you have. You can, if you don't even have a paintbrush, that's okay too. You can use a piece of paper towel. That works good too, and you can just blot. I actually did that with one of the other ones that I did. Okay. Now I'm gonna paint the binding side. If you can start thinking of what you want to put into, right onto this binding side, what you want to write into them. I think I said last week that these books would say, "This is us." So I see I need a little bit more paint in my bowl. I'm gonna stand my book up, hopefully. So I'm just gonna dump a little bit more paint in here for me. Better to refill than waste, right? Okay. So now I'm gonna paint this side of the book. And I also mentioned in my other video last week to you guys that if you only had one paint color, that was okay too. I went ahead and I did paint a set of books all white so that you guys would be able to see what that looked like also. Okay. And this, you can see this a little bit through the paint, but I'm gonna have our lace and our decoration here, so it's okay. I mean, even if it does a little bit, no worries, right? It'll be all right. It adds character to the book, okay? So I'm gonna set this down the same way, just like this, to the side, so that it can dry. And we'll get started on our next book. I'm all done with this color, so I'm just gonna move it to the side, okay? So I have room to work with. The next one, same thing. I'm just going to tear the binding. These are such good books, but we're just going to recycle them. They've been around quite a while. They were enjoyed. Now we're just going to enjoy them a different way. Okay. Dip my brush into my paint here. And then my next color I chose was white. So we'll paint the top of this book. You can, if you don't like that the words pop through with just one coat, feel free to go ahead and just keep painting after it dries and until the words are all covered with the paint. Totally up to you. It's your project. Just giving you some pointers here. I kind of like the words that pop through. I think it gives it character too. So just adds to the decor. My other ones are drying pretty fast here, which is good. We'll get these all painted and then we can start decorating it. Putting them all together. I am going to use a hot glue gun just for time's sake with the video for you guys. But you can use any glue that you have, or if you make your ribbon long enough, you can also just tie it and make a nice cute bow out of it. Okay, so that one's setting down to dry. I'm gonna take the ones that I made last week and show you real quick in case you missed it. So these are the ones that I made last week. Super cute. They say USA. I had it on display here at the center in Sturgis for the holiday that was coming up. And I just got this. We had this laying around, but it's from the dollar store, and it's that wire. So I just wrapped it around the books to hold them together. I painted red, white, and blue. You can use any color blue. I just chose to use the baby blue since we had a darker blue in this wire tie around. But it was super cute. And I did leave, you can see the red. I left it kind of rustic. I thought it looked pretty cool. So again, if you don't like these words, you can just do another coat of paint and you can cover those right up. So that's the one that I did last week, just to give you guys an idea and show you. Okay? Now I have one all white that we're gonna put together. Because I did tell you that I would paint a couple books the same colors. If you only had one color that you were able to work with, that was totally okay. And I would just show you guys my version of doing one that's all the same color. Okay? So, I've painted my books. Both of them are white. Because I'm going to pretend that I only had white. Then I chose a saying, run wild, be free. Thought that was super cute. Now I'm going to take some ribbon. I chose this one. We had this nice thicker purple ribbon laying around, and it does have a wire in it. You can take the wire out if you wish. Like if you wanted to tie a bow, you could take the wire out. It might be easier to work with when you tie, but I'm going to keep it in there. I can kind of work with it here around the books. So I'm going to put my ribbon upside down. So my shiny side is here and my matte side is here. Okay, so I got my ribbon upside down. I'm going to tuck it under the books like so. I'm going to take this part of the ribbon and I'm going to stretch it to the back and turn these around so you can see. See, I'm just down here. Okay, I'm going to glue that so it stays. Again, you don't have to use a hot glue gun. I'm using one for time's sake here. Just be very careful if you do use one. Because they do get hot. Okay. I'm going to turn them back around here. I'm not going to pull it super tight along the top because I think I want to kind of work with this wire. So I'm going to give it a little bit of room. I'll flip it back over and then I'm going to glue it back here. Nice little strip of glue. Okay. How cute. You can do any color ribbon, any color that would match your decor in your home or a friend's home, a family member's home, and you can give it for a gift. Now this is the piece that I was talking about last week in my video. Could have came off a bag, purse. We just had it laying around here at the center, so I snagged it. I thought it would be super cool to put around a book. So that's what we're gonna do. My Run Wild Be Free book. So this one, the same, we're just gonna tack it down with some glue. Just be very careful and don't burn yourself. I'd feel bad. Did anybody guess the answer to my riddle? Should I read it again? What is full of holes and still holds water? What is full of holes but still holds water? The answer is a sponge. All right, I got that one set. The answer is a sponge. Let's do another riddle. What month of the year has 28 days? It's a riddle. What month of the year has 28 days? I got it wrong. I was thinking too technical. All of the months. All of the months have 28 days. Okay. So you can kind of mess with yours a little bit until you get it how you like it. But how cute is that? Run wild, be free. If you need help finding little sayings to go on your books, Google, Pinterest. I even mentioned last week, you can put different sayings like your children's names on them. For the 3 that I'm doing over here that are drying, they're gonna say, "This is us." So that's also something cute you could use. Okay, I'm gonna set this one to the side so we can get working on the other ones. How about this riddle? You ready? You walk into a room that contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What do you light first? Here goes again. You walk into a room that contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What would you light first? I only know the answer because I saw it. Okay. Here are my books. Now you want to line them up by size. So your shorter one you definitely want on the top. You can align them all to the side like this. You can align them to the middle. again, it's your craft. I'm just laying a little foundation for you, right? Okay, I think I'm gonna do mine all to the side right here. I think I like that best. Okay, so now that I know how I'm gonna line them up, I'm gonna go ahead and write on each book. So, my top one is gonna say this, the middle one is gonna say is, and then this one will say us. This is us. So I'm gonna take this one. You can write it with a marker like this. I'm doing it with a marker because I figured that's what you guys might have laying around to use. So I can show you that it will work. You can use paint and any color paint on it, and you can paint it. For these ones, I may want to go back through and just use a thin brush and paint with it over the marker. So you can use the marker now, and then at a later date, if you decide that you want to use paint and cover the marker up, you can do that as well. There's my first. Now we'll do this one. It's going to be a hot day today. I looked at the weather this morning to decide what I was going to wear, and I thought, well, the weather says dress as cool as possible. There's my is, and then this one will say us. This one I might have to go back over and let it dry a little bit more. He was the last one I did. So I'll do that. I'm going to let him dry just a little bit more. But we'll go ahead and continue with the rest of it, and then I'll go back through at the end and finish him up. Now I just want to stack them. You can try putting them different ways before you write on them if you would like. Okay, I think that's how I want them to stay. Okay, so I'm going to get my ribbon. See if I can adjust this for you a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to use this light blue ribbon. I'm going to try to use a set of pearls and this lace ribbon. Okay, so it'll look something like this. What I want to do first, if you got to find the back side and the front side to your ribbon, you want to do that, okay? So it looks like I need to use this side like this. So I'm going to flip it and put it under my stack of books. So I'm going to flip it over and then put my books on top of it. Okay. I want to pull enough of it through so that I can at least go to the back of my books with this ribbon. Just so it's not here and I'm gluing it in the middle of the book on the top. Then everybody can see it. Okay? I'm gonna pull a little bit more out. I'm gonna wrap it to the back. I'm gonna turn it for you so you can see. And I'm gonna glue it. Again, you don't have to use a hot glue gun. I'm just using it for time concerns, so I don't keep you all day here. Gently tap it, just be careful. Now, I'm a little bit too long here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut that because I don't wanna glue again on the top of my book like that, okay? So I'm just gonna go in here, give it a little cut, put the extra to the side, and I'm gonna place some more glue onto my lace and tack it. Perfect. Okay, so the lace part is done. I'm gonna turn it back around so you can see the front. I'm gonna grab my blue. That's the one we wanna do next. I'm gonna lay it down, and then I'm gonna set my books on top. And I want it to be in the center of my lace. You can do something totally different if it looks better with whatever ribbon that you chose. I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna tack it on the back. Just a little dab. Pat it down. Oh, almost. So I just have a little bit of a hangover, but I'm gonna cut that off, okay? I'm gonna cut it down here. Set the leftover to the side. Put a little tack of glue here. And then push it up. Perfect. Turn it back around for you. Again, I'm gonna go back over these. It says, "This is us." I think I'm gonna just dangle this on the front, because if I wrap it on the bottom, it's gonna make the books kind of sit funny. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna leave it dangled here, but I'm gonna have to tack it down on the top and on the back. So I'm just gonna move those to the side. Choose where you want it to lay. Just put a bead of glue down and you're good to go. And I'm also gonna do a piece on the back too. Looks like I need to cut a couple more sections here. Cut those off, lay them to the side. Okay. So it's cute. It's coming together. Go back over this. I'm going to do another riddle for you guys too. In case there's anybody just hopping on, I did introduce myself this video. I'm Amanda. I'm the Life Enrichment Coordinator here in Sturgis. So I'll go back through and redo these two so they're a little bit darker, but I'm gonna let those dry a little bit too. So they'll be darker and more pronounced so that you can see them better. And then you can stop there and you can just have the lace and whatever decoration you have. And then I came across these this morning. And I thought, ooh, how cute would that be? So you can pop one off. I'm gonna leave a little here because I think I can just stick it in here. Look at that, would ya? Cute. You can really mess with it. Play around. See where it looks best. That kind of covers up the words. We could put it on the bottom to see how it looks there. I think I might like it better on the bottom. What do you guys think? Bottom or top? I like it there too. I'm gonna leave it right there. You guys tell me what looks better, okay? Let's do another riddle. So here's both sets of the books that we've done today. Try to get them both in there for you. Here. How about that? So there's two sets. Two totally different options that we can do. Okay, let's do another riddle for you. I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I? I have no branches. I'm sorry. I have branches. You're not going to guess it if I mess it up. I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. What am I? Something that has branches, but no trunk and no leaves. Anybody want to guess what that is? Okay, so here's my two sets that we've done. This one I'm going to work on a little bit more with the wording. This one had a little bit more time to dry, so the marker went on really easy for this. But this one, it might have still been a little wet right there on the binding, so it's not liking the marker very much. But I'm just going to let it dry a little bit longer, and we'll fix it right up, and it'll be super cute. So I want to give these two away. If you would like either of these sets, we will randomly select someone, put names in a hat, and we will pick someone out to win these. Let me know how your own craft went. I'm going to turn this video back around now, so you get to see me. Put the light on here. Okay, so that was just our first craft. I'm hoping to do more with you guys, get you kind of on the computers and following along with us here. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know what we need to do different, what's easier for you to follow along with me. If you have any suggestions for any crafts, please let me know. Feel free to email me, or you can call up here to the center. The phone number is 269-279-8083. It'll ring to both centers. It'll ring to Sturgis and Three Rivers, so just ask for Amanda, and I'll take any of your suggestions of things that you guys want to do virtually for a craft, or anything else that you guys can think of that you would want to do with me, or somebody else here at the center. We can definitely try to make those things work for you. I do have a couple more crafts in mind that I would like to do, so just hang tight. I'll come back on and do another live with you guys after I get some maybe suggestions from you or some comments to see how this was, anything I can do better, different. That way the next time I come on, it'll be even better. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. I try to make it as simple as possible and not too long. I hope that you watch the replay and share with your friends so that you can maybe do the craft with them together virtually. Get on a Zoom with them and have fun. Do a craft together with your friends or your family. It's something that you can do together while we're still trying to social distance and have a little fun. Okay? It is so hot outside today, but stay hydrated, stay cool. And I want to give you the answer to that last riddle that I did. It was, what has branches, no trunk, no leaves? Drop your guesses below. But I'm going to tell you the answer in a second before I end the live. Drop your answers. I'm going to give you some time. Anybody that's commented or shared this video, I'm going to select a random 2 people, and I will give you each, both of you, one of the sets of books that I made today. Okay? So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope your time was well spent with me today, and I look forward to coming back and doing another craft with you. The answer to that riddle, a bank. A bank has branches, but no trunk or leaves. Have a good one, guys.